Hey there, friends. This is a Saturday morning in early September. My mom is furiously trying to get ready, furiously in the sense of with great determination. That's the meaning of furious. She wants to attend a meeting at a nearby restaurant, and we're working on that. It'll be a short video because I'm the chauffeur. I play chauffeur a lot. If you look in my blogs, I took James Lambert as a kind of a role model, but he would chauffeur people all over the country. He was an escort for the State Department, escort in the best possible way, in that he was a really cool guy. I really enjoyed his company. Anyway, onwards. This is my Facebook profile, and shout out to Genosaurus on this picture. Found at El Mercado, which is where I thought I was going to be by now, but I'd forgotten about this pending engagement. My chauffeur duty trumps my El Mercado experience. It's been 10 years since Lila Wah was Lindsay Walker and working the rock and roll scene, you could say, the music scene here in Portland. She had some excellent help from a guy named James. Can talk about that later. On the poster art I'm talking about. That was an old poster picture from Yemen. So if you don't use Facebook, you may be one of those who watches YouTubes, but you don't use Facebook. And I always give people a little bit of a peek into my Facebook profile so you can see what I do there, which, helps. People are deciding whether they like me or not in the sense of wanting enough to work on projects, right? Because it's hard to work on projects with people you don't trust at all. So, hey, show them some Facebook. Nothing very scary there, is there? So, the Quadrays, on the other hand, that might be a little bit scary. The book I would branch from in studying Quadrays is something like this: a history of the whole vector business, right? There are a lot of branches and forks. Read about quaternions, read about all that. Good book. Dover edition, inexpensive. Maybe it's on Kindle by now, I don't know. Talked about this a number of times because quadrays are these, you can find them in Wikipedia, this coordinate system where we have the XYZ coordinate system, and then we have the caltrop. Instead of just a jack of 6 spokes, we have a caltrop of 4 spokes. And this shows both of them together in POV ray. I've gotten it to where I can define a scene consisting of both coordinate systems, which I treat as polyhedrons, actually. In the polyhedron class, I describe the faces that you need, and a face is just whatever connects edges, usually, or connects vertices, not edges. It consists of edges. So if I give you the edges, the faces ABC and ACD and so on, your job as the polyhedron maker, which I will show you code for in a second, is to figure out what edges are needed to make those faces. And it's easy because the faces have to go clockwise or counterclockwise, up to you. But the vertices that appear next to each other in these letters A, B, C are vertices. Actually, in this case, they are the vertices of the tetrahedron ABCD, which is specified by these 4 coordinates, right? So what I can do in quadray coordinates is I can create 2 of them, right? So you may have come here not for a math lecture, but this is the humanities here. I would claim this is American literature right now. It's what you need to be fluent in to understand one of the poetic offshoots, American transcendentalism, in American literature. So this is all about 4D Martian math kind of stuff. So what's the length of A minus B? Unlike usual basis vectors, it's the edges of the polyhedron formed by the 4 quadrays that we care about. And so A to B is 1, so these lengths are all 1. And to finish my story, A and B has got to be an edge, A to B that is, and then B to C has got to be an edge. And because these are polygons, they're closed faces, we go back from C to A, okay? So we got 3 edges out of that. And we do this on all the faces. We just connect one to the next all the way down the tuple, because if these are faces with multiple sides, way more than 3, these tuples can be quite long, right? But we always just get to the end and close it up by wrapping around and connecting the last one to the first one. So that's the kind of code that's really kind of fun to write, right? It's just little patterns and you want to be efficient about it and so on. So up here in polyhedron, and this will be the last thing we talk about today, we've got, or at least in this video, we've got a method called distill. It's meant to be used internally, which is why there's a little underscore 1 in front. It's not a special name, that's a different thing. When we have a double underscore in front and behind, that's called dunder this, dunder that. I call them ribs, dunder ribs. In any case, this is different. This is more like private. You can read more about how Python deals with privacy. It's very public about how it deals with privacy. It's like it's not really private. The interpreter is not really going to try to stop you from, using this from outside. But what we're thinking is, hey, I know what the faces are. How can I get the edges out of this? And so here's the wraparound code. It goes from A to B, B to C, C back around, wraps it around. Do some zipping, do some sorting, and purge duplicates. Because if you think of 2 faces side by side joined on an edge, it's like a fence between neighbors. If everybody labels the fences around them, you're going to get 2 of everything in this particular simple polyhedron map. So we take care of that with the unique object, which is actually just a Python set, and sets just don't allow duplicates. So when you try to add something that's already there, it's not an error. It doesn't throw up its hands. It's just no worries. We're never going to have more than 1. I also sort the pairs internally. So if I have edge AB and BA, and those refer to the same edge, I don't want any ambiguity there. I don't want to be confused and think AB and BA are different, so I sort them in alphabetical order. So unlike most software in this vein, I use actual letters for my vertices. Whereas if you look at the geom view and the simple geo format that they use for polyhedrons, they enumerate the vertices, and that makes sense. Okay, Carol's ready. She's telling me she's ready to go to this meeting, so that's my cue to end this video, and we'll talk to you later.